Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and I am so excited, as always, to be speaking with you today. Now, in this episode, I really hope to be able to break down probably the biggest thing that is getting in your way of the transformation. Now, I'm going to break it down into three aspects because those three pillars are going to be the thing which is stopping you to make a big, deep change. Now, one of them may apply, two of them, maybe all three of them. But that, if it is applicable, even just one, this will be one of your greatest wake-up calls as to why you have not lived the life that you crave. Why your health, your relationship, your career is not how you want it. Even your finances, your emotional and physical freedom is going to be taken back, held up, if you do not understand or get this, okay? So it's really, really important. It's going to be something that may give you that wake-up call, that epiphany, as I like to call them, because it is simply something that you must become conscious of. Once you become conscious of it, then you begin to take action on it, your life will change. Now, of course, this is episode 343, or if you're a Mind Mastery member, this is episode 424. So we're moving along profoundly in both sections. Okay, so I hope you're enjoying each one of my episodes. If you are enjoying them, please go ahead and leave a review on the iTunes podcast, as well as the Android or the iPhone App Store. So important. This allows other people to change. There is so much free content. If you're in the apps, just type in hypnosis and see all the free hypnosis sessions. See all the coaching sessions. You have a wealth of information which can and most probably make a huge impact on your life. I love doing these. One thing I need, though, is to get this work out there into the world. Because it's free, I'm not advertising it. So I need your help in supporting my mission and making a world free of worries, doubts, and anxieties. And so we can all become examples to everyone in our life, our children, our spouses, even to our family and even our bosses. So we can transform and go and make a big impact in every area of our life. So please go ahead and leave a review, leave a rating if you have found just one of these episodes of value. Share how it has helped you, what it's done for you. I know not many people do write reviews and things like that because they expect other people to do it, but to be honest, that stops everyone really doing it. So please go ahead and do that for me if you felt as if you've experienced some change in your life, because there's someone out there who is close to the edge, and I do not ever want anyone to make a decision which will create so much pain and loss in their life or many other people's lives. So this is why I do what I do, and hopefully you get the passion of what I'm trying to kind of educate, help, unconsciously and consciously. So please go ahead and do that. It will transform the world. It will make my world the most profound, happiest life that I can ever have, because together as a team, we're making a difference. If you choose not to, I get it, but remember, this is something where if everyone gets the help they need, your life will be so much better too. The conflict in the world will start to dramatically reduce if we experience the deep happiness that we really, really crave. So please go ahead and do that. And in this episode, like I said, I really want to get into three pillars which are going to be stopping you achieve the type of solutions that you want. You see, many people think the problem that they're experiencing, the conflict, the issue, where it be anxiety, where it be dread, where it be panic attacks, where it be a phobia, weight issues, low self-esteem, any issue, you really think, naturally, that is the issue. Okay, you think that's the one thing I need to work on, that's the one thing I need to let go of. But before that, you must become conscious of these three things. Now, the two previous things I'm going to quickly mention before we get to the three things. Of course, you know by now, you must assume responsibility for your life, because if you give over the power to your circumstance, your environment, to the people, all those things beyond yourself, you're never going to change. But if you start to change yourself, take responsibility, therefore you are now in control. Rather being a product of life, you allow life to be a product of what you choose to create. We know that is a vital thing, to assume responsibility. Now, the other aspect is you should by now really understand the hidden cause of your issue. Not the symptoms, but the one, maybe two things which are actually creating all the symptoms in your life. If you do not know it yet, just go to josephclough.info/power. That means like regaining your power back in your life. And you can go ahead and get a free coaching session online to be able to quickly discover the hidden cause of your issue. So with those two things out of the way, taking responsibility, understanding and getting the hidden root cause of all your symptoms, let's go ahead into the first of the three pillars, which could and absolutely transform your life. You see, many people think the greatest problem that they're coming across is the problem in itself. But really, it's not about that. In fact, it's not about even finding the solution. You see, you could be presented with a solution, or someone else could. I'm not saying any of these three things are going to be you, but they could be, right? So I'm speaking to you as a friend, and I want you to wake up to this. But many people think the greatest problem is finding the solution. Either having the problem is the greatest problem, and then finding the solution. But to be honest, it is not about that. You see, the number one thing on the list is the belief in the solution presented to you. So let me really break that down. I remember working with someone many, many years ago, and they had tried so many things. They'd seen the counselor twice a week for 3 years. They tried the medication, they tried other hypnosis sessions, and I was like the last chance resort kind of guy, which usually is the person I am. Like, they try everything else and then they come to me, we get the solution. But of course, having tried so many things, you will doubt any solution presented to you. In fact, even when I guarantee the success, okay, so even with mind mastery, I really give guarantees out that you'll be happy. If you're not happy, then I will give you a refund for the initial part of it, right? So in other words, if you get onto mind mastery, it's like a gym membership. But for the mind, I give you the solutions, I give you the strategies, I personally coach you and help you to get where you want to be. Very, very affordable. And that goes to number 2 as well very soon. But there's like guarantees there. If you do the work, it will work. So even if there are solutions presented to the person, maybe you will doubt the solution. And this is the wake-up call, okay? If you experience low self-esteem, if you do not believe you are good enough, if you do not believe you're worthy, if you do not believe that you are capable, of course, you will doubt every solution. Even if you see all the testimonials, like even on My Mastery, once again as an example, there are tons of video testimonials. People who have got on camera and saying this is what it's done for them. There are loads of screenshots of how it's transformed them, like speaking as if they were you, but with the solution, having gone through mind mastery. Yet, of course, you may doubt it because if you lack belief in yourself, you will lack the belief in the solution presented to you. Makes total sense, right? How on earth can you believe in a solution if you do not believe in yourself? The lack of belief in yourself is going to distort every solution presented to you. Makes total sense when you think about it, especially if you're like that client of mine who I had to convince, had to guarantee that it would work. And in fact, here's a crazy cool thing, like as a sidestep. They got their solution in just 2 sessions with me. Even after the years of therapy, the medication, in 2 sessions, they got their complete success. Like complete success. They let go of their depression, and even years later, they message me going, I can't believe how it worked so quickly. Think about it. They couldn't believe how fast and how quickly it worked, because they've had so many past failures, whether it be in themselves, whether it be bad therapists, solutions which weren't working for them. It creates a lack of belief in themselves, and absolutely the lack of belief in the solution. So become conscious of this. Even though you may lack belief in yourself, take the opportunity. If there is a solution presented to you, if you at the very least believe in the person, take that leap. And I say that from experience, okay? So I remember when I was a lot heavier than I am now, where I was like overweight and I wasn't happy, and I tried and tried and tried, and I was like, something's got to change. And I knew someone in the personal training field, but I thought it's not going to work for me. I've tried doing this, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And it was fabulous. I lost like 20 pounds and things like that. But I had to make that leap despite the disbelief and the doubt in the process of the change. So really become aware. Take the leap if you feel aligned and you feel rapport with the person coaching you and helping you, okay? If that's me, that's great. If it's other people, that's great. I just want you to be happy. Like, seriously. I don't really care if you purchase things from me. As long as you're happy, my friend, as long as you get to where you want to be, that is my sole purpose, okay? Because I don't operate from scarcity. I know I'm going to attract the people who really want the solution so much that they just do the step-by-step system and it works. So there's no scarcity there. So just go with whoever really makes you feel intuitively comfortable with, despite the disbelief. So that's the one thing, right? Despite the solution being presented to you, you doubt yourself because it is the issue. Think about that for a second. If you lack confidence, of course, you will lack the belief in the solution, and realize it's okay. It's part of my issue, so I'm going to make the decision anyway. It's just part of the issue, right? So number 2, the investment that you're willing to make into the solution. Now, let me tell you another story about this one. This one really sometimes grinds my gears a little bit. So, of course, there are solutions out there where you will pay $10,000, $20,000. I know coaches out there who charge around $30,000 for their transformation. A lot of money, and people pay that amount of money. They just want to work with that person. Like, even if you think like Tony Robbins and things like that, you're probably spending around, I don't know his numbers, but when I've spoken to him before, or not, I've actually have spoken to him, but not about that. It's crazy money if you want to work with someone like Tony Robbins, right? He works with the athletes, the movie people, all those kind of things. Now, although I work with athletes and movie people, I don't charge that amount whatsoever. However, you can pay that amount of money. People are sometimes willing to sell their house to get the solution because they're on the edge. It means so much to them. There's another example, though, when one of my clients came in and I saw them drive into the parking area. And it was kind of weird because they said to me on email that they wanted like a discount, like I'm trying to think what rate I used to call it back then, but it was really like to help people who couldn't afford it, okay? And we still do that. I still offer those kind of things at certain times, but there's a waiting list and it takes a bit of time. But back then, this person wanted one, and I said, yeah, sure, let's go for a consultation. Let's see if we get on with one another, and I believe in you, that you really want it enough, and I really want to help you, and if you want that as well, then we'll make the thing. Now, this person comes in. First of all, they're rocking up in a really, really expensive BMW. And I'm like, what? They're asking for a reduction in the fees to me despite having a crazy cool car. Now, the other thing is, even back then, they had a crazy expensive phone. Like, they're bringing it out, they're turning off their phone or something. I'm like, that's like a $500, was a pound back then, a £500 phone you got in your hand right there. And it doesn't feel right. You see, that person did not value the transformation. They did not value in themselves. And guess what? I didn't work with them. Because if they do not value me, and they don't value investing in themselves into that solution, then what kind of returns are you going to get? It makes no sense, right? You're not going to get the return if you're only willing to invest a little amount. Now, I'm not saying it's got to be big, but if right now, if you've kind of doubting spending like $57 or something like that, yet you have the mobile phone and you're going out to eat at restaurants where you're spending like $20 a time, or you're ordering pizzas, or you're getting the coffees and things like that, you've got to think to yourself, that's a big mismatch. You're willing to get the instant gratification of social media, of phones, of Netflix accounts, of the terrible coffee that gets sold to us in some stores, and all those things, yet you're not willing to invest as little as, like, say, $57 or $100 or even $1,000, because maybe you're willing to put that into a vacation instead. There's an incongruence there. So notice in your environment right now, and your daily spending or weekly spending, how much you invest on those luxury items for the instant gratification over the solution. I'm not saying it's you, but become conscious of that. That's the second pillar. The amount that you're willing to invest will yield the same in returns. So, for example, if you buy a car for $100, £100, the type of car you're going to get for that is probably not going to be the most amazing kind of safe vehicle that you really want your kids to be in and all those kind of things. But if you invested maybe $5,000, $10,000, $15, you know there's a big comparison there. There's a big difference. And it's really about your personal development as well. Like, how much are you valuing yourself? Is it just enough to get a hypnosis track for $3 or $4? Or is it about, if you're able to invest, say, maybe putting aside $50, $60, $70 a month into your development, because you know that freedom will cause your life to probably even earn more money, have better relationships, better health, then you kind of get a better clarity on what you're actually doing. So number one so far is the belief in the solution presented to you. And number two is the investment you're willing to make into the solution. Now, the third one is equally important as the first and the second, which is the time you're willing to invest into the solution. Makes total sense, right? When I wanted to lose weight, I had to invest time in seeing a personal trainer. In fact, when I went to Thailand once, I was like, I'm just committed and I'm willing to do whatever it takes in my time to be able to make that change. And I did it. And if my one-to-one clients work with me, obviously they see me for like 3 sessions. They got to invest around 3 or 4 hours into that solution. It's not going to happen in a minute. It's not going to happen in a second. It takes time. Even the things like mind mastery, I want you to put about 45 minutes a week into your investment of time, and you will get the success that you want. But many people, I'm not saying it's you, but many people are more willing to go out socializing, drinking in the bar, staying up late, watching Netflix and movies, going out to the cinemas and all those things, which is nothing wrong with that at all. Socializing's good, movies are cool, all those things. However, the comparison, what do we value more? The transformation or the instant gratification of the time that we're spending on things like the luxuries once again. If, for example, the amount of money on that specialized coffee, or the amount of time that you maybe spend on watching a TV program is greater than the solution presented to you, fantastic. I love that because it just means that you're okay and you're at peace, that you don't really want to change in that way. I mean, and that's no problem with that. Many people are fine. They're like, yeah, it's an issue, but I deal with that issue. So it's not an issue. So if that's the case, perfect. But if you have that wake-up call right now and you think, actually, the amount of time I'm spending on the things which are just making me zone out, have a form of escapism, because of the issues that bad, you have to have that wake-up call and realize that if you just invest like 45 minutes a week, your life will transform. Those are the three things which are really going to be stopping you. It's not the solution itself. It's not even the problem in itself. It's the belief in the solution presented you, because more often than not, you lack belief in yourself. So it's part of the issue. So take that leap. Number two, the amount that you're willing to invest in it. So realize, am I spending more money on the luxury items, on going out, drinking, on all those things, going to the cinema, the subscriptions we don't really need, over the transformation? And then the third one is the time willing to invest. Now, more often than not, we're all three of those, but one of them may be just one. You might be thinking to yourself, I just had lack belief myself, but I got all this money to spend, all this time on my hands, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. But the lack of belief in myself is creating lack of belief in the solution. Then take that leap. If number two is the issue when it comes to investment, save up, cut back, stop going out, save up that amount, invest it into yourself. And the same thing with time, turn things off which are not giving you the epic, immense peace of mind, the profound confidence and happiness, the unleashed potentiality. Because when you make that change, your life will change, okay? So notice that. Have that as your wake-up call. Meditate on it. Notice what you're doing personally. If you're none of them, perfect. That is great. But if you're 1, 2, 3, or all of them, please go ahead and consider that, because it could be the one thing which is stopping you make the change. Now, after the break, for Mind Mastery members, we are going into something really, really cool and profound of how you can transform your internal dialogue, and also how you can change any problem in your life by doing this one thing. And it's a crazy cool, weird reframe which will transform your problem in every way. It is, like, seriously, it is crazy cool. So I look forward to speaking to my Mastery members after the break. And for everyone else, always know that you're worthy and good enough. I believe in you. I want you to succeed. Go ahead, leave a review if you're enjoying my work, if you're enjoying the freeness, if you're enjoying the app, all those kind of things, because it just means you might be helping that one person. And of course, this episode is sponsored by Mind Mastery, which is www.josephclough.info/mindmastery, where you get the solution and you will transform your life in every single way. It's profound. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon on a future episode. Have the most wonderful day. I'll speak to you soon. Many thanks and goodbye.